In this video, we are going to learn about a different kind of machine learning algorithms that we have. Basically, we have three types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Inside of these, all the algorithms has been categorized at different levels. So let's look into each one of them and go much deeper into that. So let's start with supervised learning. Supervised learning is a type of machine learning where we have labels in which machines are trained using the labeled training data, and on the basis of that data machine predicts the output. So we have a machine, and over here we have a data. Okay. So we have some data and these are the label. Okay. So what I mean by this is, let's say over here I have a shape triangle and the label will be T. Then again we have circle, then it should be C. So these are the labels and these are something which we have to predict. Labels are the one that we have to predict. So what we are doing in supervised learning algorithm is we are passing in data in a format where we have the data and we are telling that this is the particular label of it. So our machine learns from this data, and whenever you pass in some new data, it is able to predict it out. In supervised learning, the training data provided to the machines work as a supervisor that teaches the machine to predict the output correctly. It is more like learning from your teacher in school. So it applies the same concept as student learns in the supervision of the teacher. As I've told you, your teacher tells you, so if you do something wrong, your teacher will tell you, no, this is this. So let's say we are passing 2 plus 2. If you write 5, then this is wrong. Your teacher will come and tell you 4 is the correct answer. So you will remember that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So this mistake has been removed out in the supervision of your teacher. So it works in the same principle. Supervised learning is the process of providing input data as well as correct output data to the machine learning model. The aim of a supervised learning algorithm is to find a mapping function to map the input variables with the output variable y. As I was talking about the example of triangles and squares and circles, so this is how the process looks like. We have labeled data. This is the data where we have different shapes. We have hexagons, we have triangles, we have circles, different kind of things. And for all of these labeled data, we have labels assigned to it. We have labels. So for hexagon, we can say, so let's say in a CSV file in an Excel sheet, we will be having something like this. So we have to map it in a sense that here is the data part and here is the label part. Okay. Let's say you are doing an house prediction problem. So what we are going to do is we are going to pass in the features. Okay. So let's say here is the price, and over here we have different features like square feet. So this is a column where we have the values of square feet and number of rooms, and let's say kitchen or bathroom, how many bathrooms we have. So all of these are labeled data, and this is the data, that is the label. Sorry, this is the label. So let's say it says 2 square feet room, and we have somewhere 2 rooms or 1 room and a single bathroom. The price of it will be somewhere between 10,000 rupees. So we are giving all the details again with the price of it, and our machine learning model, that is, it will learn from it, and then whenever you pass in new data, okay, so this is the test data as I was talking about, you pass in new data and it will predict out which one is what. Okay, in this case we are passing it a square and triangle, which is, it is able to predict that this is a square and this is a triangle. So that's all about your supervised learning algorithm in a nutshell. Now we are going to look into all the algorithms that we have in machine learning, in supervised machine learning. So these are the algorithms that we are going to cover in this course. So we are going to cover regression. Okay. Supervised machine learning algorithms are broadly covered up into two phases, that is classification and regression. We are going to discuss about all of these problems very much concise when we start with the algorithms of that particular. Now, regression is something which where we work with continuous data. Okay, as you could just scope up with a previous example of house prediction problem. That is something which we are going to solve while we start with regression problem. So here we work with continuous data, and then over here we work classification. The circle and hexagon was being classified into different classes, so that was a classification problem. Let's take one more example of where you have to find out a sex of a human being. So he might be a male, he might be a female. Okay, oh, sorry, she might be a female. So that's a classification problem. Again, regression is continuous data where you pass out a bunch of data and the data is in the continuous form. In regression, we are going to look into linear regression where we have univariate and multivariate features. Then we are going to look into regression trees where we are going to learn about decision trees with the regression, decision tree regression, and random forest regression. And then we have polynomial. We are going to cover all of these. Apart from this, we are also going to have a small look on ridge and lasso regression. After that, we are going to jump into classification models. So we are going to jump into logistic, decision tree, random forest, SVMs, naive Bayes, and KNN. That's all the algorithms that we are going to cover in supervised machine learning. So that's it for this video. In our next video, we are going to start with unsupervised machine learning.